What's up, y'all?
We're back. We're Black. We're curious. I'm Kendrin.
And I'm Deja. And we're going to do another Loosie. Today's the day of the Loosies. And yes, we still have on the same clothes. Don't say shit.
It will definitely be the same clothes by the time you see this particular one. This will be the second time you'll see this outfit. It's fine. I have on a black t-shirt and you have on a tan t-shirt. It's fine. It's not like we have on something like super decorative that's like super identifiable.
No, I'm like just gray. Basics. It's Russian today. Okay.
All right, cool. So let's do this. As you all probably have seen, Issa Rae got married and told no one and until she was ready. And I personally stand that behavior. I love it. I love that. I feel she's private, but she wasn't secretive. She's been walking around with a humongous ass rock on her hand for however long.
Yeah,
like
it's been a long
the girls knew, but it was like, you don't need to know everything. And I love that.
No, I agree. I feel like, yes, I can be bright and shiny and like, might be a little flashy here and there, but like that part of my world, I tend to keep close to the cuff, not unless I'm like talking about, well, no, it doesn't matter. I don't really talk about that kind of stuff. I am someone, I'll talk about all the people that I'm dating and that I might be interested in, but like my significant other, you probably would never know his name or, like any of the sort. You might see the pictures from the vacation, but have no idea that I was there with him.
Correct.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And a few weeks ago, Lovey and Myleik had a live. Well, it was Myleik's live, and Lovey jumped in. And they talked a lot about their own partners because they keep both of their partners for the most part off of the internet. I think like Myleik has maybe posted one picture. Lovey posted pictures when she got married, but that was kind of it. And there haven't been any since. And it was sort of like, you need a soft place to land. Like you need something that's safe. And Myleik was saying she thanked her partner for being that for her and for keeping their home warm and where she can go and be completely herself. She's not she's not this entrepreneur. She's not all of these things. She's just Myleik when she gets to go home and be with her family and her partner. And she said that she thanked him for keeping that space for her. And I was just like, that is just so dope and so important, because I feel like a lot of people in the internet space, they share everything. And it's like, everything is not for everybody. Everybody don't wish you will.
Yeah, agreed. I think that it's highly beneficial to keep your relationship like not necessarily a secret, but off of your social media, especially if you are a larger personality. Like I as you're talking, it brought to mind for me Latoya Ali, which I know you can't stand, from the Housewives of Atlanta, and how she was divorced and then was in this new relationship with this guy, and they put it all over their social media, both YouTube and Instagram, and got tattoos and all this kind of foolishness, and now they're no longer together.
Yeah.
And he, when they were in their relationship, wasn't doing any type of interviews with any outlets, not unless they were doing stuff together. And then afterwards, he's doing all these interviews all over the place.
Yeah.
And not to say that like in, Lovey, Myleik, or Issa's case, that could not happen to them as well, but like it would be a much quieter split because we don't know anything about their significant others, not anything that they've not shown us, in the sense of like, she got married and then there was wedding photos. Prior to Issa getting married, we didn't even know what this man looked like because there was no photos of him anywhere or in any interviews with her. Yeah. And then like with Myleik and Lovey, same thing. Like, especially with Myleik, I think I've only ever seen a photo of her significant other once, but you don't ever see his face, or the photo that I saw, I didn't see his face. And so it's just like, the gift of secrecy is that this is all for you, as it should be. And I think that with LaToya, I just kind of like that situation. I'm just like, man, like, not that he's going around doing interviews where he's bashing her in any sort of way, but like everybody is in your business.
Yeah. And I think too, it's an issue of, God, why does my ring light keep going off? Sorry, guys. I think it's an issue of like, those who know, like,
yeah,
you know, and I think that's the difference between privacy and like secrecy. I don't think that these people are keeping their lives necessarily secret. I think it's an issue of like, if you're my friend, if you are my person or my people, then you know. I don't know why this keeps going out. Then you know, and you know my partner, and it is what it is. But if you don't, if you aren't in my inner circle, then you aren't going to know, and that is fine.
Yeah, and you don't need to be privy to it. It's not for you to know. Like, I'll share my joy with you when I want to share it. And beyond that, it's cool. But I think the world that we live in now is so social media heavy and so flashy and wanting to show all those things. And it's just kind of like, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because what we show through social media is everybody's highlight reel, right?
Absolutely.
Most people are not really out here showing you the real deal, nitty gritty of their experiences. It's only the joy and happiness when, you know, the reality of it could be the complete opposite.
Yep. And even if it's not, I think there's something to be said for keeping stuff to yourself. True. You know, a lot of people are using social media for their jobs. Yeah. They're using social media as a part of their work. I think that can be the case for, you know, all of the people that we've spoken about. I mean, Lovey's whole job is social media, essentially. Like, yeah, you know, or blogging and things like that. That's a really big part of how she even came into our recognition. Yeah. And even some of the people, some of the bloggers that I follow, like, this is your whole job. Would you go into your job and be telling your whole entire, you know, office everything about your partner? Probably not. Right. So if you're treating this as a job and you're treating this as something beyond just showing photos or videos to your friends and family, then I think it warrants keeping a level. If you are comfortable, if that's what makes you comfortable, it warrants keeping a level of separation. Now, some people are fine to share everything, and that's up to them. That's fine too. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I think people should really be even more inclined to keep some things to themselves and for themselves.
Yeah, especially for the benefit of, like you said, it's for yourself. Like, your relationship is yours. It's not for the world. And when you involve the world and other people in it, it becomes like the circus that you don't necessarily need it to be. Sometimes you just need to be within your bubble with your person. And when you all decide to go outside of your bubble, then you do that. But like, when you open up the bubble from the beginning, there's no room for privacy, because then people be like, well, now you don't want to talk about who you're dating or what's going on in life.
Exactly. And also, like, there's a level of, you don't want people trying to get into your proximity through your partner and like pestering your partner when they haven't necessarily signed up for that level of scrutiny. Like, that's for sure, that gets dicey too, you know?
I agree. I think that, like, you know, I'm a single person, so like a single woman, so like I'll talk about my single experiences with those of whom I'm seeing, but like, once I have a serious significant other, like, I doubt very seriously that I'm gonna be like, ooh, this is my boo. Like, if you see him,
happy to talk about anything in the past. Anything in the past is fair game. It's up for debate. It's up for conversation. Anything that's currently unfolding in my life, I'm gonna leave that.
I think I'm gonna leave that
until it's in the past.
True, but I think too, it's also a thing of like, if you start talking about your experiences with your significant other that you're in a relationship with now, you got to have their permission to do that, right? Yeah, like, even though that's your experience, like, you're also exposing them. And I think that all too often, the society that we're in now, people don't do that. They just be exposing each other and then wonder why, like, you know, things is falling apart, or like, why there's no trust, or no, like, the boundaries are like non-existent. And that's something that we talk about like super heavy with Black and Curious, is that you got to have your boundaries. And like, even if you start trying to, I feel like if you start, and especially with relationship stuff, if you start trying to set boundaries after you have let the floodgates open, that shit ain't gonna work.
Too late. It's too late. So anyways, congratulations to Issa.
Yes.
She did it right.
Keep telling us nothing, girl. Keep telling us nothing. Oh, another one who tells nothing that I absolutely love, that tells 0% of zero, Kerry Washington. And we know who her husband is.
Yeah.
We know who her husband is. She has 2 whole entire children by that
Never
man.
seen them either.
Never seen their faces. We've seen her pregnant. We don't know them kids' names. We never seen them kids. And them kids gotta be probably 5-ish, at least the
older than that. Because she was pregnant on
she was on Scandal.
On that show. Yes.
So maybe like 6, 7, 8. We don't know. We don't know. We shouldn't know. Keep keeping your business to yourself, Kerry Washington and Issa Rae.
Kerry Washington is the GOAT. I forgot about that. I'm like, but you know what? Oh, that's the point I was going to make earlier. The anonymity is gone from celebrity like it was when we were kids. Definitely. Like we would have whole fantasy worlds created about these celebrities. And then now with the advent of social media, like everybody's shit is all over the, like splashed all over the internet everywhere. And it's like people have made whole businesses off of that, to include like what we're doing, the commentary that we have about like, reality TV and what's going on in the tube of you or the blogosphere about these people. And that has now created like a whole genre of business. But it's just kind of like, man, like I'm growing up, and I think Will Smith has said this on some of his interviews in the last 5 or 6 years, that like, the celebrity of his era, when he was, and he's still hype, right? But like the celebrity of his era when he was young and out here and everything was like, nobody gets to know who you really are, because they don't care about that. What they care about is the characters that you portray, and they just love to look at you. And whereas now, and the gift too was also that they didn't have to necessarily have personality.
That, and also that they were able to make mistakes in private. Like as young people, they're still making young people mistakes. That's why this is gonna talk a tiny little snippet about cancel culture.
Sure, let's do it.
But this took a different turn, as our Loosies often do. But this is why I don't take super seriously when people dig up old tweets and like, this person's canceled. I'm like so I'm not getting ready to cancel them over that. Like, I'm not doing it. They were 17. Who didn't?
Right, and that'd be the dumbest thing to me. Like, come on now.
Say something stupid at 17. Maybe they said something, and like, yeah, some stuff is racist and some stuff is wrong that they said, but also they were children. And
I
said some ridiculous things as a child. Very, very, truly ridiculous. Even into my 20s, and I still say dumb stuff. I just have enough sense to put it in my chats instead of on the internet. But nevertheless, can you imagine if we were teenagers and we had Twitter? Can you imagine even being in our early 20s on Instagram? I'm not getting ready to cancel people for half of the stuff that the girls be trying to cancel them for. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
I'm like, I almost feel like it's some because I was on Twitter when it first came out, and I'm almost feel like it's some problematic things on there from then. If so,
yeah.
I'm like, if my Twitter account still exists, I don't even know if it do.
And honestly, like, if we're being completely honest, I'm sure I still have some problematic things on Twitter too. Thankfully, my page is locked now. But when Twitter first started, it was like very make the joke, no holds bar. Nobody's coming after you. There aren't think pieces. We aren't arguing about everything. Twitter was just it was just fun and funny, and you just said anything, and if it flew in your head, it came out your fingertips into a tweet. And I feel like
I love Twitter back then.
It has evolved into a place where like everybody has to be accountable for everything. And it's like, I'm just not getting ready to cancel people off of tweets that are over 5 years old.
Even still, like you said, going back to the thing of like teenagers that are now in their 30s,
Yeah, especially.
I'm like, you know, in their late 20s, maybe turning early 30s. Like the stuff that they said 10 years ago don't have no relevance on who they are now because they didn't have any life experience to know that what they were saying was ignorant and wrong.
Who amongst us was not foolish as a teenager? Who amongst us?
You know, like, dumb. Come on, we was all dumb.
Even in our, like I said before, even into our early 20s.
For sure. I can
especially into
that we have said to each other that, like, if we said it now, we'd be like, bro, we got you.
Correct.
And anyway, again, we have also been friends for 10 plus years. So it's like, come on.
Again, so all of that to say, you know, the less you share on social, honestly, like you have to share enough, especially in these types of spaces, you have to share enough so that people feel like they know you. But like, and really do know like a sliver of your life. Like you have to share that much, but you don't have to share everything. And I think that these people, Issa Rae, the Kerry Washingtons of the world, have proved to us that it is possible and it is preferable.
I wonder what the turn will be like, you know, in say another 10 years. If we'll still be like the difference between our childhood and like we'll say, oh, well, 20 years is not quite long enough because I feel like, well, there wasn't no social media then, so never mind. What I was trying to say was
and the internet is speeding up how fast these turns go, because I think
before
like, it was like a 30-year turn, and now it's speeding up to like a 10 to 15-year turn. That's like things are starting to cycle back even faster is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to get that out. I think the biggest difference, like that I was saying before, is like now people want to buy into who you are and what your personality is, which is why cancel culture exists. Because once they find out who you are and what your personality really is, if there's things about you that they don't agree with, then it's like, oh no, I can't F with you. We got to put you on the cancel list or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, girl, no, you don't. You can still like what their work is. But at the same
person
token,
that they really claimed that they were canceling, that they did not cancel, and I'm irritated about it, is Kanye West, and he deserves to be canceled, and he is still canceled in my book. God bless.
I have not listened to only this year. Let me take that back. Only this year have I gone back and started listening to some of the work that he has put out, and it's just like listening to it.
And you know that breaks my heart because I am a old Kanye.
Yes.
Like stan.
Yes.
Late Registration was my
everything
album. Everything top to bottom. I loved that album so much.
And I had that raggedy car with the bad sound system trying to listen to Late Registration.
Graduation, I listened to backwards and forwards for a solid like year. Every day almost. And at that time I was working retail. So when I opened the store and I was by myself, I played Graduation every single time. Like I am a Kanye stan, and it breaks my heart to say it, but he is actually canceled in my book. I am so sorry.
I'm like, it was funny when Kanye was saying the stuff about how George Bush don't care about Black people.
And that was true. And what he did with Trump and aligning himself and running on the ticket and having Trump paying for in Trump's campaign and people supporting his campaign to basically split the Black vote, like that is crazy. It's not just crazy, it's potentially harmful. And for all of the people who are all like, oh, it's Kanye, it's like, yes, Kanye had in his hands the capability to like really mess up this country, and you're going back to this. God bless you. I don't want to hear about you cancel anybody else if you have not stuck to canceling Kanye.
Right, because in the same era they canceled Chrisette Michele, and she had an album since.
Has not.
And the way
she had a good. Did you watch the Terrell Show?
No.
She had a good episode on the Terrell Show.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Of basically her explaining why she did what she did, and. Yeah, I just know I'm not getting on board with anybody who didn't cancel Kanye. You can cancel whoever you say you want to cancel. I'm not getting on board with you because you haven't stuck to canceling Kanye. And that's my stance on it.
I'm just like, like this year, literally, I went back and listened to 808s and Heartbreaks. I listened to Graduation. I listened to something else because a friend of mine was like, yeah, that gospel album that he has is amazing. And so like when I
actually did listen to that.
What'd you say?
I said I actually did listen to that one.
When I came out of the hospital, like not his gospel album, but the one that he did with the choir.
Oh no, I didn't listen to that one because that was after Trump. I'm telling you, I have not done any, I'm not participating in any post-Trump Kanye, period. I'm not participating in Kanye, period. What he did was harmful.
I don't disagree with you, but it's the thing of like, so where I was going earlier was it's the thing of like those who are of the generation before us that were super fans of R. Kelly, and they separate his behaviors from his artistry, because in their day, remember in their day, they weren't necessarily buying into the persona, or not the persona, but like the reality of the celebrity, right? They were buying into the persona that was being projected. And the persona was like getting money, flashy, good music, good
Robert
time.
was singing about "Seems Like You're Ready," and that sounds real funny and light. So
I mean, yeah, but like I'm telling you, like, because I have older,
I understand what you're saying,
cousins, and all of them is just like, you know, like
I understand what you're saying. My thing is like, if you haven't done something that is truly harmful to people, I'm pretty much not going to cancel you over some dumb shit that you said.
Yeah.
But I feel that R. Kelly and Kanye in different ways have truly been
definitely harmful. Yeah. I'm not fooled with an R. Kelly at all, but Kanye I did listen to this year. I can say that. Yeah. I listened to, because someone had sent me the album and told me that I should send me the name of the album and told me that I should listen to it. And that gospel album with the choir is good. I didn't want to write them off the strength of Kanye, but it's
right, which is a whole other conversation about writing associates off, which is the distinction that people make with the Cosby Show and stuff like that. It's like there's a whole other universe of people that you're writing off because of this one guy, which I can understand that rationale, but no, I don't have nothing for Kanye to do.
Lord, we have gone all over the place, because now that you said that, I'm thinking about the whole thing with Phylicia Rashad.
Oh God, I'd rather not.
It's been a wild ride.
To me,
the last couple of weeks.
That was just speaking when it wasn't your turn.
No, like, listen, Auntie, we love you, girl, but we love you as just keeping that opinion to yourself. You didn't have to put that out here to the world. We didn't need to know that that's what you really felt. You could still stand in solidarity with your homie, and we never know about it, because that is the celebrity that you are. That's the era that you come from. Like, keeping your real life shit under wraps.
As Demetria says on Ratchet and Respectable, that's what the group chat is for. That's what the group chat is
yeah, for sure. I'm with you, 10 toes down. And as Dustin says, with you when you right. But like,
if you wanted to send a man a text that you were happy, then you didn't have to say it.
You didn't have to tell the world that. But anyway, again, your celebrity has never been out in the open where people have to buy into your personality. The personality they buy into about Auntie Phylicia Rashad is that of Claire Huxtable.
Yeah. So I think that we could just wrap that up by saying, literally all of this is about keeping something to yourself.
For sure.
And sometimes it's best that you do that. So, all right. I think we've exhausted that conversation. So find us everywhere, Black and Curious. Black and Curious on Twitter. I live tweet reality TV on there sometimes. And like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us if you've canceled Kanye for real down below in the comments.
Drop us commentary about everything that we've mentioned in all sincerity. Like, what are your thoughts around like
keeping something to yourself?
Keeping something to yourself, but also like the celebrity idea of like those of 20 plus years ago, their celebrity versus how celebrity is seen now.
Yeah.
Like, that would be
talk about it in the comments. All right, friends. Talk next time.
Bye.
Laters.